Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another very exciting episode of the Wrassingh Show. Joining us today is one of the hottest wrestling tag teams ever, former WWE, NXT, and Raw tag team champions. Give it up for the emperors of the metaverse. Give it up for authors of pain.
What's up,
Sonny,
brother?
What's up, brother?
Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Wrassingh Show. Such an honor.
We're happy
Thank
to
you,
be
man.
here. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for being here. Before we even kick off the interview, I just have one question for both of you. A question that fans have been wondering, they've been wanting the answers to for the longest time. And the question is, are you both related in any way? I mean, brothers, cousins, just anything? Are you related?
Brothers by heart, though, but like on our family ties, no, man. Like Sonny is from Canada, of course, with Indian roots. I'm from Amsterdam, Netherlands, with Albanian roots. And we come from opposite worlds, man. Exactly the opposite of the worlds.
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, you guys, you have so much in common, even though, being from different parts of the world. And it's not just your appearance and your very impressive yet very intimidating looks, but also your backgrounds. I mean, I believe Sonny has been winning wrestling medals and trophies since the age of 5 or so. And Zam, you started practicing judo at a very early age too. And you took up boxing and MMA very early as well. So how do you two guys from different parts of the world with so much in common, how do you just, get together like this and you form a tag team like this? How is this happening?
Honestly, it's meant to be. It was one of those things that nobody could plan for. Nobody could have a strategy for it. It just was meant to be. Right place, right time. Like for us to get up and leave our successful careers behind and start something completely new with the WWE at the time, and then ending up being together was something that it was God ridden, and it was a big part of a bigger plan, and then that's the whole reason. Nobody planned it, nobody thought of it. It just happened, and it worked, So
Definitely.
and we're lucky to have met each other. Like I said, we're Zim said it earlier. We're more than brothers, Everything we do it together. That's why we get along so well, and
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, I've heard that there could be different clones, different versions of ourselves, out there in other universe. But it seems like we have two. That's right. But in this case, we have two versions of one of you guys in this very same world, which is mind blowing.
Exactly.
It's crazy. So, since we're talking about this, can you tell me if any of you guys believe in the concept of parallel universe, or maybe any other conspiracy theory out there that you laugh about, or maybe you actually believe in anything out there?
I believe in the metaverse and Earth, man. Like I don't believe in anything else, right? Like until I have some real proof, I can't believe in that stuff, right?
Love that. And speaking of universes, it is official that, the authors of pain are indeed entering the metaverse. And I'm super excited about it. I mean, the AOP, that you guys were always the bad guys on television. And now that you have come up with a project where, this project allows you to showcase your true self, represent your true self, which is fantastic. But before we even start talking about this project, I want to ask you guys if you could tell us something about yourself, something about the people behind Akam and Rezar. Can you tell us something about yourselves? Let's do it this way. Let's make it a little more fun. Zim, can you tell us something about Sonny? And Sonny, can you tell us something about Zim in real life?
Definitely, man. Definitely. Sonny is a young boy who started wrestling in his dad's wrestling school in Canada, and from what I know and what I've seen in videos and everything, like he used to beat everybody up from a young age, and he cleared out the whole Canadian division. And man, he's definitely someone who could have medaled in the Olympics, in my opinion, in freestyle wrestling. Me, someone coming from MMA, of course, I thought I had some good wrestling, but he definitely whipped my ass. And once we met, and he's a guy with a big heart, and who has passion for the sport of amateur wrestling and professional wrestling. And he's someone who doesn't give up, right? And that's how we found each other a little bit in the same way, right? Like I'm a little bit the same way, and that's why we were such a good package. And yeah, definitely, man. We're definitely not done yet, and we're coming with some big things.
Right.
And yeah, we're excited, man.
Love it, love it. So, Sonny, Zim says that you are a guy with a big heart, with a big passion for what you do. So, how would you describe Zim, Sonny?
You know what? That's funny. He says that about me, but I think he has a bigger heart than even I do. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that he lights up a room. You know, he goes into a room, he demands good energy. He gives good energy and he demands good energy. He brings the best out of anybody. You know what I mean? So, and any locker room he's ever been into, I'm sure they'll say the same thing. Every single person in the locker room loves him, man. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Because he's just a good dude. And as far as being a badass fighter and combat athlete, if he wasn't with me in WWE wrestling or whatnot, I'd see him in the UFC. We'd all be watching him in the UFC or Bellator or wherever, dominating the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? Because he's just that good. I've never seen somebody move and throw fists at that weight and that speed ever in my life. And it's something really special, right? That's why, like, this whole concept of us being a team, it's more than it was just more than something that was on screen, right? We're legitimate dudes that do legitimate things. You know, we've done pretty big things in our past careers, and we continue to do so. And we did the same thing in WWE. We started off knowing nothing about it. We
Yeah,
learned the craft and became the best at it. You know what I mean? We became world champions in that sport. And yeah, it's one of those guys. Gzim's one of those. He's a man of men. You know what I mean? And doesn't get much bigger than that.
I love it. Yeah, I totally
Definitely,
can
man.
agree about both the statements. Big heart, positive vibes. We're just 5 minutes into the interview, and I can already feel the positivity in this interview. I
Oh,
love it
definitely, man.
talking to you guys. It's like
Definitely.
brothers talking here, and I love that. And blood related or not, I mean, you guys definitely are true brothers, and it shows how much love and admiration you have for each other. It's fantastic, and I'm sure that the fans would want to see more of this real life version of AOP, more of Sunny and Zim, and they can very well do it through your new NFT project.
For
And
sure.
so,
That was one
and
of the
for
main. That was one of the main reasons we're doing this project. Is because we want
100%.
to show the world what it takes to be a good human. You know, we're trying to be good human. We got this platform now with the metaverse and our project, the BullApe Planet, and they're gonna get to see the real us. You know, they're gonna see my culture, they're gonna see Zim's culture, and they're gonna see like, hey, there's humans like this out there. We're not just these opposing figures on TV that are unapproachable and they're these mean dudes. Yeah, we can get mean when we need to be, you know, but it, as far as being good humans, that's what this project's all about, you know?
love it, I love it, and it's yes, from what I've read about the Bullet Planet, and one thing that I really like about it is that it seems like it's a world where it seems like there's no hyperinflation, there's no inequality, no hate, no division. It's all about community. It's all about love, and
Quality.
I love it.
Definitely. And
Quality.
everybody is welcome in our community, right? Like we don't discriminate. We don't look at where you're from. Like we have people from over 20 countries in the Discord right now, and I guess with many different religions, and everybody gets along so well. It's like one big family, and we love to see that, man. That's of course like in everybody, right? Like who is from some kind of a country or that follows some kind of a religious belief, they've always countered something, some kind of a sort of racism, whatever. And obviously, we've had that too in the past. And we love a place where everybody is just equally, everybody is just one, and it's beautiful, man. It's really beautiful, man.
Amazing. Great. So when you speak about a community and you talk about Discord, so is the community limited to Discord or does it go beyond that?
For now, of course, it goes beyond that, all right? On social media, for example, like
Yeah.
we see a lot of members of our Discord, and we see a lot of people just interacting with each other. And but for now, it's on our Discord.
Yeah.
We did that on purpose. We want to have a place, a platform where everybody can be together and where everybody can be themselves. On social media, you most of the time portray yourself to be something, and we don't have that on a Discord, right? We're just
Right.
ourselves, and we love that part about it. Of course, like in the future, we are planning to do a lot of things like meet and greets in different parts of the world. But for now, it's just all about growing the community, growing the family, and of course, being together hopefully soon in the metaverse. And yeah, it's a great thing, man. We love it. We love it. We love the whole thing behind the Discord. We love the whole thing about communicating with each other like on a daily basis and just be equal, right? Be the same as everybody else and being very approachable as well. When we were wrestling in WWE, like weren't that approachable, but right now we're very approachable.
When we're talking about Discord, it sounds like such an amazing place. I want to join in. I want to be a part of it right away, which makes me wonder. So, if anybody wants to be a part of the Discord, do they have to make a purchase? Is there a process to get into it, or is it free and open to everybody?
It's completely free and open to anybody.
Wow,
The Discord is just getting to know the BullApe Planet family, right?
that's
We're
right.
getting to know each other. We're building a bond. We're building a big family right now, and we got so many different chapters on the Discord. We talk about so many things: mental health. We talk about sports. We talk about general life. We talk about wrestling. We talk about soccer. And we obviously have a professional soccer player who is on board as well. That's why we have Lena as well in the
That's
team
right.
right now. We announced yesterday that she became a ambassador of BullApe Planet.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that is because we see Lena as one of us. She was one of the first to help us out in NXT.
Hmm.
She drove us around to the Florida Loop. We call them the Florida Loops, doing 3-4 shows a week, driving us around, helping us out, helping us set up matches, coming up with moves, coming up with names. And she is just such a genuine person. She's absolutely exactly the same as us, and that's a big reason why we wanted her to be part of BullApe Planet, because we need more people like that in the world, and we need like we need that positive vibe of her in our family of BullApe Planet, and we would love to have her in the metaverse as well. So it's gonna be something insane already. Like we already passed the 6,000 members on our Discord, and
Great.
since Lena came, we got so much positive vibes, positive messages, and people joining us. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, and the fact that you have, professional footballers, you have Lena, of course, you have these big names joining in. It just shows that how invested people are into this, and how great of an idea it is. And the fact that you're making the Discord free for everybody, and they get to interact with all of you, is just such a win-win. It's amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And then,
we're keeping an eye on the community. There's a lot of stars that want to be a part of this project, but we're keeping it very minimal because we're picking and choosing. Where it's all about good humans. You know what I mean? If we
exactly.
don't feel like you're gonna contribute like the goodness and the kindness that we are looking for, we won't want you to be a part of the project. You know what I mean? So that's why like anybody you'll see associating with us throughout this project, it'll be somebody that pretty much we in our hearts believe that they're a good human, right?
That is
And like what I've learned in the last few years, like being a good human is the most important part of life. You know what I mean? You can be successful, but if you're not a good human, your success does not mean, you know.
It's true.
And so that's that impact. That's the legacy we want to leave for ourselves, for our families, and that's what we look for anybody who's part of our project, right? So that's a real base. And Lena, she's just a perfect fit. She's like honestly, she's a sister to us, right?
She fits so
And
well. Yeah.
she's incredible, and we're super excited to have her on board.
That is beautiful. I was already sold on the idea of BullApe Planet. It already sounded so good to me, but now after hearing the fact that you're so focused on the positivity part of it and the community part of it, it's just I can't wait to get on the Discord now. I'm gonna be the next thing I do after the interview is get on the Discord. Gonna be
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And one
amazing.
big thing for us is because there's obviously a lot of people who are positive about NFTs, and a lot of people who are not
Yeah,
positive about
that's
NFTs.
right.
And if that's because they endured something that they got, end up screwed with or whatever, I understand. But we're a project with real faces behind it, with real careers behind it. We're putting so much on the line for it. And our whole mission for this is to create a community, a family, a community also that can, be profitable eventually out of it, right? Like we're creating something that's going to be beneficial for our community members. We don't want to be an NFT to drop and then, completely mint and then just fall downwards. We're just going to continue going upwards. Everybody who's staying in our community and who's becoming part of our family are going to benefit from it. And we love to see that. We have a big roadmap that's on our website. And it also shows you, right? Like we have a video game coming out and like quality stuff like that. We got a BullApe coin that's going to come out. Like those are all things that are going to eventually be beneficial for all our BullApe Planet members. And that's just one thing we really want to do. We want to show that NFTs can be a beautiful thing and that NFTs can be beneficial for everybody.
That is beautiful. Yes, a lot of the big corporations, even WWE, in the recent past have tried getting into the metaverse, getting into NFT world, and they have failed miserably. But
Yeah.
the reason why BullApe Planet, it will be successful, you just answered it right there. So anybody who has doubts about this, I think their doubts should be clear after your answer right there. It's beautiful.
Definitely.
We're not doing this as per like keeping the picture being like income source.
That's right.
We got our income source. We're doing this as it's something that we've wanted to do, and this is such a cool way of doing it. It's the future. You know what I mean? To build this positive community platform and run with it into the future. Because if we don't do it, somebody else is going to do this.
Definitely. Yeah.
I'm sure there's kind-hearted and good people out there that are thinking the same thing. Hey, we want to connect people, and this was the best way to connect people from all over the world at the present moment, and that's why we decided to start this BullApe Planet. And I just my kind request to anybody who's skeptic about it or anything, like they think it's a scam, it's fake, do your research, right? Everybody's got to
Definitely.
research for anything in life. You can't
Yeah.
knock something until you do your research.
And check the roadmap.
Everybody is
thing.
entitled to their own opinion, so
course.
everyone can speak their voice, but get to know what you're researching and get to know it, and then go forward with it that way. That's what I would do, right?
Yeah.
And
Lovely.
that's something we believe in.
Lovely. That sounds amazing. And as I said, I cannot wait to enter this metaverse with you as well. But there are two things that really intrigue me about this. And the first one is that why the half bull and the half ape concept? How did this
Funny
get
story, man. Funny story. So I hooked up with a good friend of mine. He's actually a digital artist, and
Okay.
he's the most talented artist I've ever seen. Right, by drawing or building something with his bare hands, like doing whatever. He's the most talented person. And after me and Sonny came back home, right after leaving WWE, we called a lot and we got on FaceTime, and I introduced him to my friend, and I explained him a little bit. Sonny was already into the crypto world, but he wasn't really sure about the NFT world yet. And I actually showed him, explained him the NFT world, and Sonny just lined it up, and we just started talking, and he met my good friend, the digital artist, and we just started talking, and he had one question. The digital artist, my good friend, he had one question. He said, when you guys were in the ring and you could choose an animal or like whatever, what would you be? What did you feel like being in the ring? Like if it's in the professional wrestling ring, if it was like on the mat. And Sonny said, man, I felt like a wild ass ape. I felt like an ape. I just, like a big ass gorilla. And I said, man, if I have to choose one, my only way in the ring, whether it was MMA, whether it was kickboxing or professional wrestling, I had one way, and that was forward. And I just charge at you like a bull, and I will knock you down and, ground and pound you. And he said, all right, give me 10 seconds. He came back a couple minutes later, and he had a sketch, and it was actually our logo, right? The side of a half bull, half ape.
I love that.
And he said, give me a couple of weeks. Let me try to get some designs, and you guys tell me what you think about it, because he was sold on the whole community idea behind us, right? He knew what we felt. We felt like we were so unapproachable in our time in WWE. We felt like we had to portray somebody, obviously a bad guy our whole careers. We never had the chance to interact with the fans on a level that we really wanted. And he had one mission. He said, I don't care if I make $1 out of it. I just want to help you guys achieve that dream. And he helped us in a way that I'm gonna be thankful forever, right? Like this is not gonna go nowhere. BullApe Planet is here forever, and it's obviously it's because of us, but mainly because of his perfect skills, and that's how the BullApe started, man. Yeah, beautiful story.
Beautiful story indeed, absolutely. And now, another thing that really intrigues me about this is that you are offering 69, that's 6,969 blockchain NFT characters. So the
Yeah.
question, why not 6,970 or maybe 7,070 or maybe 7,007, 7007 James Bond? Why 6969?
Well, we have a big team, right? Right
Yeah,
now, we obviously started with the three of us, and we actually have an office running right now in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, with
okay.
6 people working there. It's open 24 hours a day, the rotating hours, and we have always somebody working in the office. And we actually discussed it. What are we gonna do with the amount of bull apes? And obviously, we wanted to be not too less, but not too many either, right? We want to keep the community, the family tight. We want to pick the best out of them, and we hope that once we sell out, once we mint, that we have the real family members in our metaverse with us. And we just started discussing how many boys we want, and 6,996 just felt
There we go.
good. We wrote down a couple of numbers, and we didn't look at how much we want that covers how much, right? Like we looked at a nice number that fitted us, and obviously we have the demon bull ape as well, and
That's right.
6969 feels like a little bit,
It does, yeah.
exciting. So it had to be it had a little bit of fire
It's
under
something
it.
intriguing,
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
intriguing. So it's
It's
just like
intriguing.
the same way you're intrigued to ask that question is
Yeah.
what we wanted.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's working. It is
definitely.
definitely working. I love it. It's
I've had a
incredible.
question a lot, actually. I've had a question a lot.
There you go. So it's great. I mean, you guys, come from different worlds before WWE, and even you dominated that world. And post WWE, you're going to be dominating this universe. That is for
Definitely.
certain. Now, before we get started with the WWE question, I would like to ask you: were both of you fans of the WWE growing up?
We were always aware of it. You know what I mean? Like, were we huge fans? Not really, but did I have a championship belt and was I raising it up like Stone Cold or The Rock? Absolutely. You know what I mean? So we it was something that we definitely were intrigued by and we enjoyed watching. You know, but when those opportunities came, they were out of the blue. Like we didn't go looking for them; they came to us, and it was one of those things. We're like, oh, well, it's cool. We want to do this, and then that
Okay.
was it, right?
Well, that makes sense. Now, since you both come from such successful and impressive backgrounds, Sonny, I mean, you were very close to actually, being in the Olympics yourself, and just accomplishing your dream of being an Olympic gold medalist. And how hard was it to actually give up on those dreams to become a WWE superstar?
It was extremely hard. Like I'm sure you're aware. Like we're from the same culture, me and
Yeah,
you, right? And you're aware how big wrestling is to
it's
us, right? And how we see our champion wrestlers in our culture,
yeah,
right? So it was a huge deal. And my parents, from my dad, he still runs a club in Abbotsford, BC, Canada, Guru Gobind Singh Wrestling Club, and he non for profit. He's been doing it for 30 years now, and so since I was 5 years old, he's had me on the mats, and so during those years, I made my first national team at 13, 14 years old, and since then I was competing all over the world. And so then when I started winning international tournaments and I was getting closer step by step, I won the Pan American Games, silver medal, Commonwealth Championships,
yeah,
world bronze medal. I was getting closer and closer. And then, like you said, in Rio, I was Olympic hopeful, right?
yeah,
And I, out of the blue, decided that, hey, I'm going to switch over to the professional wrestling just because it's WWE, right?
yeah.
And my father didn't talk to me for 6 months, right? He goes, and you know how stubborn our culture, our fathers
I
are.
get
If they draw the line, they draw the line, and he drew the line. And then 6 months we didn't talk, and I was there, and we're training, and then the first time he seen me wrestle. The first time he seen me wrestle was in Takeover Orlando WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
And me and Zim we flew him out, and he stayed with us for the week. And then when he seen the crowd, I think it was like 20,000 people sold out. We sold out the Amway Center there, and we had a huge title match.
Beautiful.
And
You felt the energy.
then when we walked backstage, and he goes to both of us, he goes, I'm pretty happy, and that was it, and so it was tough. It was a tough decision, and would I change anything going back? Never. Did I enjoy every bit and every process of it? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, just hearing those words and seeing your father happy, I think that you won everything that night, right? Everything was worth it.
It made it worth.
Yeah.
And like, we didn't know how WWE works. We didn't know the politics. We didn't know the backstage, the rules, and all of that. We didn't know none of that, So we went into it like, the sports we come from. You beat your opponent, you're the champion. That's it. You train hard, you work hard, you get good, you beat your opponent, you're on top. That's it, right? So WWE is a whole different ballpark, and so it's very different and very cool. Like, not many people can do what we did, right? So they can't. You can't just pick up and leave something that you're good at and start something from complete scratch new, right? So
100%. Absolutely. And there's another athlete out there, Gable Steveson, who's kind of following into your footsteps now. He's now entering the WWE world. What are your thoughts on Gable? I mean, do you see him accomplishing big things in the company?
absolutely, absolutely. Like, Gable Steveson, I've been watching him since he was a kid. He's a stud. Like, there's not many people that can be that good at that age. Like, and it's almost like he's like how people were thinking towards me probably at the time. They're like, hey, this guy's leaving too soon. He's too young. So all the true wrestling fans, because I'm involved with my father's club now, and I see the hard work that it takes to become a freestyle champion. And me seeing him just leave on top, it's like, kind of, I'm biased now because I did it, but at the same time, I'm going, man, you're leaving too soon. You got so much things to do over here. But you got to respect his decision. It's one of those things. He's a great athlete. He's gonna do good at whatever he does. And he's confident, and it's gonna be exciting.
Love it, love it. Now, Zam, I mean, you are a very accomplished MMA fighter yourself, so much so that you almost caused a riot in the country by defeating your opponent, right? I mean, you are awesome. So, how hard was it for you to join WWE? Was it an easy decision? How was it?
At that time, I've been fighting professionally since 17 years old. I was every organization that I fought. I was the youngest heavyweight in their on the roster and in the history of the roster.
Yeah.
I was the youngest heavyweight in Bellator history, youngest heavyweight to fight on Spike TV in the Octagon, and I accomplished a lot of things at a young age. I started judo at the age of 4. I started kickboxing at the age of 6. At the age of 12, I've had over 100 kickbox amateur fights.
Crazy.
And over like probably 200 or 300 judo matches. And so I've been doing it for such a long time. That's all I knew. My dad loved it, and he pushed me a lot into it. And I'm grateful to him for always for motivating me to get into these sports. And actually, the way I got rolled into it, that was I have a good friend of mine, Tom Khan, and he has a gym in Dubai, TK MMA and Fit, and I was doing my training camps there. And he actually told me, yo, there's this guy walking around. He's searching for some Arab WWE future superstars. And he's asking if you want to do a tryout. And that's how I just said spontaneously, yes, sure. But I have a fight in 2 weeks. When is the tryout? He said in 3 weeks. I said, if I win in the first round, I will do the tryout. If I don't, then I will skip. So it was like, it was just something that I wanted to try out, right? I didn't grow up with WWE on TV or something like that. I had just seen it on the internet a little bit. And I wasn't that big of a fan of it because I was just too focused on my sport. But of course, you heard of WWE, and so I want to try it out. So I went to take the fight in England, and I won within 16 seconds. This former UFC guy, I actually just turned 18 at the time. Turned 19, sorry. And I did a tryout. got signed, and they said, "Do you want to come to Florida?" I said, "Yeah, sure." Right? I just did it. I just want to see, and they said, "If you don't like it, you go back." And obviously, that's how I met Sonny, and we liked it too much, and we got to stay, and we fell in love with it. To be honest, right? We wanted to do
Beautiful.
our best capability to it, and we did our we trained our ass off, and we did our best every match that we had to show the
Yeah.
people, right, that we love it, we respect it, and we want to become the best, and we eventually did.
You did absolutely, and just would like to once again point out to the fact that you were accomplishing such big things. I mean, training judo at age of 4, and Sonny also, I believe, the first medal you got it at the age of 5, and your parents, your father's been so supportive. So again, it's like two clones of one single person in different part of the world. I love it.
And
I love it.
that's like the main reason our base of our friendship is so strong, that
Yeah,
we get each other. We're coming back. We came from the same kind of the similar worlds. Our parents are very supportive, and like we were the combat athlete of our families. So
yeah,
like it's like it's the base of our relationship.
it's
Our brotherhood, and it's based on very similar backgrounds.
it's beautiful, Sunny. Absolutely. Now, when you came into the performance center, you were a part of a pretty decent class, and one of the ladies in your class was Liv Morgan. WWE Superstar, current star Liv Morgan. So, do you have any memories of her? Did you see her?
Oh,
Going on to big stars that time?
Liv still talks to me on a weekly basis. Like she's like I said, she's a little sister of mine. Cause I seen the amount of stuff that girl's been through in a wrestling ring. It's
Yeah,
like it's almost like it's like holy crap, man. Like she's tough. Like the stuff she can do. She's like one of the toughest female athletes to ever be an athlete, in my opinion. I'm not. I could be biased because she started on the same day as I did, but she is tough
She
as it
went through a
gets.
lot, man.
Yeah, she like when she hits the ropes when she came to the performance center, she was too short, so she'd have to
oh,
like get on her tippy toes to even hit the ropes, right? And if she didn't get on her tippy toes, she'd go through the ropes, and so it was the cutest thing ever to see, and I'm so happy for her. She's doing such great things, and she's an incredible superstar, right? She's
love it,
another person that's an incredible human too.
love it. Maybe a future BullApe Planet ambassador. Maybe.
Absolutely,
Knows, man. Definitely.
absolutely.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So you guys came into the performance center individually. Did you guys wanted to have a solo run, or were you glad that you were paired up ultimately?
Well, at the
Looking
time, I
forward.
didn't even know like tag teams existed. Right? I came in, I had no clue.
He
Uh,
just wanted to wrestle Brock when he came in. He just wanted to
Oh,
I,
face
there.
Brock.
no, Russ, I wanted to fight Brock, but you know,
Okay.
You know,
but no, it just came organically, man. We
Yeah.
we didn't even. I think we weren't even that far ahead to think. Do we want to? Because in the performance center, you gotta take a lot of steps before you can even think. Do I want to become a single wrestler or a tag team wrestler? And I think we didn't even got a chance. Everybody just said, "Yo, you guys fucking look the same. You guys look the same,"
Yeah.
and we just started hanging out with each other, and it never even crossed my mind to go singles. And once we got on the road, man, I had the most fun ever. And I said, yeah, I'm so glad like that Sonny was there, so didn't became a singles wrestler, because I think it would have sucked like being on the road alone and doing all the stuff alone. Like, yeah, definitely.
And one of the things that I really like about you guys, especially, is that I know, Zim, when you were, doing the tryouts, they wanted you to speak Arabic, and Sunny,
Yeah.
of course, you come from a Punjabi background, so I believe you guys are one of the very few people on the main roster or in WWE who were not booked very stereotypically. You were not booked based on your culture, like what we see a lot of people like Jinder Mahal or other people out there. They're booked based on where they're from and what their background is like. You were booked like wrestlers, which I really, really liked. So either of you guys, were you afraid that when you were gonna join the WWE, you were gonna book like a typical heel international star, stereotypically any of that stuff?
not necessarily because when like I know me and Zim, we talked about this before. We knew that, hey, we know what we bring into the table, right?
Yeah,
We're these badass, legitimate humans that can kick ass, right? So we don't gotta pretend to be a character.
yeah,
So we knew we were never gonna be pretending. We're gonna be ourselves.
good,
So
perfect.
like that's why it was such a big thing, and they saw that in us too, the confidence and who we are. Like we don't gotta pretend to be somebody we don't need to be. Our character as the authors of pain, AOP, is who we are. We can
Yeah,
legitimately beat people up if we wanted, so we're not pretending to beat people up. If somebody doesn't want to get beat up from us, we can actually beat them up.
that's
You know
right.
what I mean? So like it's one of those things. It's real as it gets. We're
Yeah,
us two superstars. We're as real as it gets.
beautiful, beautiful stuff. Now, how would both of you, how would you define your time in NXT in maybe one sentence on one word?
Legendary.
Okay,
It was
definitely.
legendary. It's when we came into the NXT tag team division, the NXT tag team division was growing. It was
Yeah,
growing. The likes of the Revival at the time, American Alpha, they were doing big things. And then when they all left, there was nobody around to carry the torch. And AOP at that time stepped up. We main evented numerous
yep,
pay per
sure,
views, and we delivered. Right, so it was a very beautiful time in tag team wrestling in the WWE and NXT.
absolutely.
Definitely.
And when you compare that NXT to the current NXT, colorful 2.0 NXT, how do you guys feel now?
It's good. It's a different product, right? It's like any TV show. You can't keep it the same. It has to change and evolve with anything, and they're changing and evolving on a daily basis. That's why WWE's been around for so long. They're good at that, and it's whoever watches it, it's a good product, right?
All right, love it, absolutely love it. So NXT's run was pretty nice. It was a sweet run, but night one on the main roster, I mean, you guys let go of Paul Ellering, and that to me it hurt to watch. Right? I mean, I wasn't ready for it.
It
So
hurt
when,
us.
yes, Zim,
It hurt us, I said.
it hurt you. There you go. So when were you informed of this, creative decision, and what was your immediate reaction to this idea of letting go of Paul?
Well, it happened actually like the day off, right? Like we just knew we had to debut, and we had no idea we had to let him go. It was a decision the company made. Obviously, me and Sonny, we both didn't agree with it, and we let Paul know that. But Paul was insisting on us that we're not going to be fighting it, and he said, "I helped you guys to this point. I did my job." He said, "Who knows what the future holds? But for now, this is it, guys." He said, "I would love to travel with you guys." A lot of people thought Paul didn't want to travel. Paul bought like a complete new set of suitcases before the main roster debut, and he was ready to go rolling, baby. He said, like, "I'm ready to be on the road with you guys." But he said it's a decision that the company made, and it's a decision they made for a reason. So let's see how it plays out. I helped you guys to this point. I did my job. You guys will kill it, and we listened to him, man. Like if he would have said, "Hey, I'm not agreeing with this. Let's fight it." Me and Sonny would have knocked on Vince's door, and we would have fought it. Definitely, that's 100%. Like we've done that many times, and we would have done that at that time as well. But we respect Paul. We respect what he says. And if he told us at that time, this is a decision that I agree with. And for now, let's see how it plays out. We did our job. And we were always strong in contact with Paul every week, like almost daily. And he helped us still through like the rest of our careers in WWE. Like he helped us a lot. And yeah, it's a decision the company made. I didn't agree with it, but I knew somewhere deep down in my heart later on we're gonna reunite, and
There we
it
go.
looks like it's happening. He's getting up to date on the NFT world. He already was with the crypto world, but he's starting to love the NFT world, and he understands why there is a market in it and why people are creating these wonderful communities. And yeah, he's ready for the metaverse, definitely.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, going from Paul Ellering to Rockstar Spud, as your manager, did you feel like you were going on a downward spiral? I mean, no offense to Rockstar Spud, he's great, but did you have this feeling that this is not going well? This is not a upward hill. This is downward hill.
No. It just like I said, me and Zim, we were good at our job. You tell us what we're gonna do, we did it. We did it to the best of our ability, and it worked, right? And if it was something that we felt that way about it, we would have never done it.
Yeah,
I've always believed that Rockstar Spud, he's a talented guy. I think he's funny. And Zim feels the same way. So we're like, oh, this is cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
If we didn't like it, we would have never done it.
He's actually really creative as well.
Yeah,
Like he has a creative mind. His
He's
mind
making
goes like
videos.
over 100
It
miles
was really
an hour
cool. I
every day.
enjoyed that process with Rockstar Spud. It was good.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, a lot of fans say that Vince McMahon, he just does not care about tag team wrestling. Do you guys agree or do you not?
No, he
Probably.
cares.
Yeah, he
But-
cares, but
Yeah.
he's more. It depends. Like he cares about what's good for the viewers. Right?
Exactly.
If at the time, if it's tag team wrestling, he's gonna push tag teams. If
Okay.
it's singles wrestling, he's gonna push singles. He doesn't like care or not care. He cares for every single person in
Exactly.
his locker room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's obviously gonna put more effort into something that's in the forefront than something that's backstage. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's a businessman. And he's good at his business, right?
Definitely.
So anybody who says that he doesn't care about tag team wrestling, it's not like he doesn't care. It's just he feels like he wants single guys in front, but tag teams to build up. And when tag teams do build up, that's when he gives them the push, right?
There we go. There we go. Love that. And speaking of backstage, I have a friend in the business. His name is JTG from Prime Time. And he used to wrestle back in the day. And he's told me stories about how backstage it used to be a whole different environment where it used to be like walking on eggshells. If you're wearing sunglasses, they think you're cool. You're gonna get backstage heat for that. I mean, you could get backstage heat. You could get in trouble with the backstage politics for just about anything. So it's been a while since JTG's been around, and you guys were there recently. So did you feel like you were walking on eggshells as well backstage,
Oh,
or
like me and Zim, we're very comfortable in our own skins. You know what I mean? Like we are what you see is what you get. You know, we're not walking on eggshells. Where if we don't like something, we're gonna let you know we don't like it. You
there we
know,
go.
and you know our culture. We don't walk on eggshells for nobody.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You know how we do things, and Zim, their culture's the same way. We're
Yeah.
men of men. We make handshakes. We do the deal, and that's it. You know what I mean? We're not scared of losing our jobs. We're not scared of doing something wrong. It's just like people make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you own up to your mistakes, right? But we never felt like we're wearing sunglasses or we're wearing the wrong shoes or you know what I mean? Like what you see is what you get with us.
That's
Yeah.
right. I agree. And there's one story that I heard of very recently about your encounter with Baron Corbin. That basically shows that you don't stand up for something that's not right. I mean, can you guys tell us something about it? The whole experience with Baron Corbin.
It was just on the European tour, man. We just became champs and the Raw Tag Team Champions. And when you become a tag team champion that early in your career, like that early on the main roster, a lot of people think you're gonna, walk past your shoes, like you're gonna walk like, like you're some big deal.
Yeah.
But we weren't, and we were just exactly the same persons since we've been from NXT, like till we became Raw Tag Team Champions. We were the same person, and people were waiting for that switch, but that switch never happened. Right? It never happened, and a lot of people they felt like I don't know, I guess irritated that it didn't happen, and like they were like looking for things just to like get you to make a mistake so they can beat you up on it, I guess, or just say something about it. And we were on this European tour, and obviously we were in the back of the bus, and the boys in the back of the bus have the most fun. They're a little bit the top guys like in the locker room, right? Like, and I guess he felt bothered that we were sitting in the back and everybody had fun with us. But everybody was just very friendly to us because we were very friendly to them. Like they couldn't believe how friendly we are. We were saying that we're Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, right? Like some such good-hearted guys, and I guess people felt bothered by it. and he just said like something about the cooler or something, like the young boys have to grab the coolers, and he said, "Yo, you young boy, you gotta grab the cooler." And obviously that doesn't sit well with me, so I spoke him up to it, just like I would speak to anybody who talks to me like that.
Mhm.
And I guess he felt a little bit stepped on his toes, but he accepted it. He can't do anything about it, right? All right, and eventually we squared it off. Eventually we became good friends, but it just shows you like, obviously you have that in every sport. If you're a new guy and you get like to the top right away, there's some kind of a, not jealousy, but I don't know how to call it. It's just,
Stigma,
it's
negative
always there.
stigma, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And we were just such a genuine people. And I guess they just hadn't seen that genuine people that got rocked to the top that fast. And I guess, yeah, it just didn't sit well with
Yeah,
everybody.
like we didn't screw anybody, we didn't deceive anybody, we didn't
Never,
cheat
man.
anybody. You know, we just did our own work. Like
Absolutely.
there's nothing to hate about that. It's our hard work, and that's a result of our hard work. You know, some people think that you gotta be snaky, go behind people's back, you know, and that's how you gotta succeed. But no, we just did it the right way, and some people think it's like, oh, well, how did that happen? Let's find a flaw,
Exactly.
you know. But like I said, if something doesn't sit right, we're just gonna speak up, and that's who we are.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So we know that Zim wants to fight, not wrestle, but fight Brock Lesnar. Zim wants to fight Baron Corbin. Is there anybody else on the list that you guys want to fight from the
I want
WWE?
to fight everybody, man. Why not?
What about you, Study? Is there anybody that you really want to get in a fight with from the
I'll
wrestling?
fight anybody. I've
There you
always
go.
anybody. You know, I've been fighting people since I was 5 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
like I said, it's just if I think that's a message to anybody younger or older and who's living life. And if there's something you don't agree with, you speak up on it. You know, you stand
Of
up for
course.
you. That's the biggest thing. You have to do that, otherwise people will take advantage of you, and then you'll feel worse. You know, so always be true to yourself. If you're true to yourself, that's the scariest thing for people. If people come across people like us, it's horrible because they can't manipulate us because we know who we are.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
100%. All right. So, random question: which is your favorite, absolute favorite country in the Middle East?
Sonny, your favorite country in the Middle East?
I'd say Dubai.
Dubai. Is that where your new venture is based out of?
What's that?
I heard that you guys are coming up with something in the Middle East.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
is
Dubai,
Dubai
Saudi
the
Arabia.
required?
We've always been intrigued by those cultures, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
something cool. And Gazim,
No.
Gazim very familiar because he did a lot of training camps in Dubai and Saudi. That's
Yeah,
why he's,
man.
you know. So
Yeah. No.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's also beautiful. They're beautiful countries, of course, in the GCC and UAE area. Uh,
That's
but
right.
it's also just sad to see like a lot of big international sports and wrestling communities don't get the chance to be there.
Uh-huh.
And they have a lot of fans as well, obviously, right? Like
Yeah.
WWE goes to India now, and now they go to Saudi as well, and it's beautiful to see, right? We did a show in Saudi Arabia with WWE Jeddah, and
Yeah.
it was beautiful to see, man. I think it was like 100,000 people at the time in the
Mhm.
arena, and it was just beautiful to see how they were interacting, men and women, and it's just beautiful to see that evolve. And that's also why we chose to do something big in the Middle East very
Okay.
soon. We cannot talk too much about it. I'm looking at my office right now. You guys want something? Okay, yeah. Well, I'm actually in the office, and
There
we
you
have
go.
something so big planned
Yep.
for you guys. And people probably it's gonna be blowing like everybody's head, and I cannot wait personally. I cannot wait, and me and Sunny will be flying out there very soon to
Right.
handle some business. But it's gonna be something very, very, very big, something revolutionary, and
Yep.
something that's gonna take BullApe Planet to the next level, and if that's even possible right now after Lena just joined, because we got so many people interacting with us right now, so it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
I don't know if I'll be able to sleep with all this suspense in my mind, because
Oh
that's
man.
why I wanted to know what's your favorite city, what's your favorite country, and now
Yeah.
that I know, probably okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's sweet. That's sweet. I'm looking forward to it, and there's a lot to look forward to. Good times are rolling up. And speaking of good times, WrestleMania is around the corner. I mean, I don't know if you guys keep up with the current programming, but are you looking forward to WrestleMania 38?
What is that?
I'm sorry. I was saying that WrestleMania is just coming up.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys keep up with the current programming, but are you looking forward to this year's WrestleMania?
Oh yeah, of course, right?
Every
WrestleMania
year's
is the biggest
WrestleMania.
show. Yeah.
WrestleMania is it's the
It's the
largest entertainment
biggest. Yeah.
show in the world, right? No
Yeah.
matter who you are, you always tune in for WrestleMania and the Super Bowl, right?
It,
So it's one of those things that everyone that Sunday is always exciting for anybody,
absolutely.
little or
100%.
big.
It's something that's bigger than real life. WrestleMania. That's the truth. It's something bigger than real life. For us to have witnessed that multiple times, it's something that's bigger than real life. And once we left WWE, we felt like it's very hard to find something that's bigger than real life. And that's
Yeah.
why we kept silent for over a year after we left. We kept silent because we didn't feel like any of the offers at that time were bigger than real life. And to go from somewhere like that high to somewhere lower, it's hard, man. That's why we kept silence. That's why we developed this the last past year, and it's definitely bigger than real life. It's the effing metaverse, so it's something beautiful, man.
Love it. So you guys are definitely doing big things in the metaverse, but in the future, are the doors to a wrestling comeback, are they open? If yes, is there any promotion you're actually looking forward to working with?
See, like I've answered this question a couple times now. We can wrestle tomorrow if we want to.
Okay.
If we want to wrestle, me and Zim, we can wrestle tomorrow. If Zim wants to fight, he can fight tomorrow. If I want to wrestle amateur, I can wrestle tomorrow. If that's one of those things, it's only with time. We're busy with our current ventures. We're very excited and very time consumed at the moment. But when we do wrestle, it will be everywhere. Like it's not a certain place we prefer more than another. But it's if when we lace up the boots, it's hell for all. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, there's so much to look forward to. BullApe Planet, you got wrestling, you got so much to look forward to. And, just like you mentioned earlier, another thing that fans can look forward to is the BullApe Planet video game that is coming out to PlayStation and Xbox. So, is there any details that you can share with us? What consoles it's going to be coming out to?
It's
Any. Yes.
we're really in the works right now. Like we're developing obviously the game, and I have to look back again. We are right now actually like doing crazy big things. The game developing is going really well. Obviously, we're gonna need help of some other big companies as well to end up releasing it, and we're busy with that right now. We're in the talks, and something is gonna be, it's something that's gonna be like revolutionary to the point that everybody's gonna be talking about it. It's gonna take our family, our community to the top as well. It's once that video game releases, it's gonna be so beneficial to everybody in our community, everybody in the BullApe Planet, and I just hope that everything goes smoothly, and I know it will go smoothly because we have a roadmap, we have everything set up, we work so hard on it here in the office, and it just I'm here daily. I'm here like over 15 hours a day, just looking at everybody working, and it's so beautiful to see how much passion they put into it and how all the steps are going and how this game is developing. Like it's something so beautiful. I just cannot wait. I just can't wait. And that's all the info I can give on it right now. We're doing some big announcements with the video game very shortly, and probably before we mint as well. So just keep an eye out, man, to the Discord. Keep an eye out to BullApe
Join
Planet
the
on social
Discord,
media,
baby.
and definitely www.bullapeplanet.com. We
That's right.
released the roadmap on the website, and we'll be releasing a lot of news on there as well if you're not in the Discord. But just join the Discord and you get all the first news about the video game, about everything. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I love how you call the community a family. That's a big reason why everybody should go to BullApePlanet.com right now and take the first
Definitely,
step towards the
definitely.
exciting world
Don't
that
be
is
late, man. We only got 6,996 spots,
very good.
so
Very good.
and we already have 6,000 members. So in theory, you only got like a couple hundred spots left. But
That's right.
who knows,
That's
man? Like,
the first thing I'm doing after the interview is getting on that Discord.
oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
brother,
Thank you
you're
guys so
very
much.
welcome, man.
Thank you once again, guys, for being here. It was such a pleasure. I mean, you guys were the baddest heels on TV, but I can say for sure, you guys are the biggest baby faces in real life. So nice.
I appreciate
So
it.
nice.
I
You guys are
appreciate it.
amazing.
We're just real, man. We just real,
Yeah.
and we're trying to be ourselves, and that's why everybody's loving BullApe Planet.
That's right.
That's why everybody's on the Discord chatting with us. They're having the time of their lives. We're having the time of our lives, communicating with our community and with our fans. And it's just beautiful to see, man, that people respect how we are
Yeah.
in real life. And that's what we wanted to show for so long, but we couldn't. And now we are doing that. And Sonny's loving it as well. He's actually the most active that I've seen him ever be, like talking to people. He's loving it. And he might be loving it more than me. So
Yeah. No, it's awesome, man. We're enjoying it. Thank you for having us on your show, brother.
definitely,
It was
man.
a pleasure. It was a good chat, man.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you once again, Zim Sunny. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on here. Everybody watching this right now, go to BullApePlanet.com, join the Discord, take the first step towards the exciting world of Metaverse, and the links to everything, including Zim and Sunny's social media, in the caption below. Thank you once again, guys, for being here. It was a pleasure.
Of course, man. Of course, man. Become a bull ape, guys. Come on.